All right. Oh, this is gonna be good. Oh, this is so exciting. As you can see in the bottom left hand corner, we have our handy dandy wheel. But, oh, this is gonna be super, super exciting. Yo, 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 yo! What is up? So, welcome to the Simulated Hockey Leagues draft. I'm very excited for this. Let me move it to the live chat so I can actually see. Oh yeah, you done diddly skirred me. But anyway, welcome to the Simulated Hockey League draft. This is going to be a group draw show where all the teams that were created are gonna get placed in here. And there's one dream scenario that can possibly happen, and that is getting 8 specific teams all in one division. Jersey City Stars and Jersey City Fearless in the same division, just because you have that battle of, you know, the Jersey Cities. I also think I figured that out. How you been? It's been a while, Ryan. But anyway, we need to have the Omaha Stealth. We need the Minnesota Evolution. We need the Hawaii Empire, Atlanta Knights. Then we need, because that's 6. And then we need Houston, and we need Halifax, because then that's the Battle of the Birds. And I think those 8 in a division would be the most story-rich division on the planet. But here we go. Each team has one of these actual teams' rosters paired to them. That was just by happenstance. It wasn't really like, oh, this team's gonna go here, stuff like that. Every team is gonna be just, they're gonna have a roster and they're gonna be a part of this thing. Let's see. I've been a little bogged with school, but besides that, you've been good. We love that. Can't wait to hang out with y'all again. I miss you. I miss you. June 6th, though. June 6th is gonna be a good day. Anyway, with that being said, I have the wheel pulled up right here. We're going to substitute Anaheim, and we're going to go. So, the way that this season is going to work is going to be similar to the Madden League that I started a little while back. However, that is going to change because we're only going to be doing the Monday night football game to make it, I don't want to say important, but to make the weeks go by quicker and just to see like how each team is progressing throughout the year. So, with that being said, NHL, how is it going to happen? We're going to do 4 separate quarter simulations where we're going to simulate like a month, and then we're going to take a look at the standings. How is each team doing? Then we're going to watch one game. One game. And whatever game that is, we'll obviously, like I say, watch and then do all that. Then we're going to do it again. Simulate, take a look at how everyone's doing, and then watch the game. And that's going to continue until we hit playoffs. Once we hit playoffs, it's going to be different from Madden, because in Madden we're going to watch every playoff game. In here, we're going to simulate until it gets to match point. So, or series point for the entire playoffs except for the finals. Because then we're going to watch every single game during the finals, and it's going to be a good time. But without further ado, let's start drawing some teams. Who's going to be replacing the Anaheim Ducks? Let's see. You can't see it, but it says Washington. Wow. Alright. So Washington is taking the first hit here. As you can see them now at the bottom, they are an 89 overall. If I'm not mistaken, they are the Washington Capitals. So they have a pretty good team here. They're definitely a team to look out for during this season. I'm excited to see who gets paired up with them, or rather placed in the same group. It's going to be a really interesting season to start off, especially with Washington taking that first pick. But now we go into the Central Division, where the Blackhawks are going to get taken away. By who? We do not know. It's going to be the San Diego Rush. Oh boy. From a team that looks like they can destroy everyone to they could make an impact. I definitely think San Diego here has a lot of potential going into this, but I don't know for sure. I feel like they're going to be one of the more looked down upon teams. Like, they're not going to do as good. But it also does depend on who they get drawn into a group with. So right now, I think they're in okay territory, but you never know for sure. Let's take a look here and see who's going to be replacing the Bruins. Who's going in the Atlantic Division? It's going to be Miami. The Miami Cyclones. Oh boy. Miami. They, once again, they're a team that I don't think is bad. We have seen them in the past, especially going up against Copenhagen. That's been kind of like a dream match for the people, especially for me, who has made a bunch of these teams and has made a minor league and a major league back in NHL 19. So I think this is going to be a fair shot for Miami, especially with all the new teams coming in and all the old experienced teams as well. I mean, it's really going to be something else. So let's see who's going to be replacing Carolina. Oh, Warsaw, yes sir. The Warsaw Eagles getting placed in that Metropolitan Division. I have very high hopes for Warsaw. I would love to see the Eagles make a deep run. I think they really have it. For those of you, I know one person, if they are watching right now, knows who Warsaw is. And, well, they know about the Eagles. They went under a little bit of a color change. They went from, like, periwinkle now to the yellow. And they moved all the way to Warsaw. Used to be in Washington. But the Stampeders taking that spot. And honestly, I'm excited, because now we get to see who's going in with Washington. So speaking of which, let's see who's going into the Pacific Division with Washington. Oh, Copenhagen. I love Copenhagen. I want to see them do so well. The fuel is absolutely without a shadow of a doubt. I when I made this team originally, I'm like, this team is pretty good. You know, I like them. Like, I just love the branding. They just seem like such a high-spirited team, but they get serious when they're on the rink, and that's what's important. Now, getting paired up with Washington doesn't seem too good, but again, all these teams are pretty similar to each other in skill, so I think the overall isn't going to play too much of a factor. So I'm hoping Copenhagen does well. Ryan. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I wish. I wish. But who's going to be replacing the Colorado Avalanche? It's going to be the Houston Firebirds. So, Houston, we'd love to see them get paired up with Halifax because of the Snowhawks. That rivalry would be so good. But we do have the Rush, who is at an 87 overall. The Firebirds at an 86 overall. So right now, things are looking really close in the Central Division. I'm really excited to see how these groups finish and sort out, because we're going to see some really interesting matchups and some really interesting rivalries coming in here. So, ooh, Rush versus Fibers. That might be a really good match. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to tell you who would win that. Now coming back around into the Atlantic Division, the Philadelphia Reign. I am very excited. Ooh, both are 86 overalls too. That's going to be good. I feel like with Philadelphia, just based off of their branding, a lot of people are going to underestimate them. Like, you have your green and beige / gold, I guess. The green and gold, yeah, not too bad. But then you also have, almost the green and orange up with Miami. So, I don't know. This is really going to be interesting. Especially with how Philadelphia is. I think that's going to play a huge factor. Obviously, Miami at an 86. So those two are very evenly matched as well. I'm excited to see what happens. So who's replacing Columbus? Oh, the Sydney Pharaohs. We were so close to getting the Atlanta Knights. But Sydney Pharaohs, man, that is a team to not mess around with. I mean, they've been around for a little bit. I'm excited that they decided to come here and make it happen. So, going up against Warsaw, though, I don't know. With those two teams, it's going to be a battle. Of course, the two teams that are out of the U.S., I mean, obviously, besides Kyoto, and I guess Copenhagen too, right? I'm not smart. But anyway, it seems like a lot of the out of the U.S. teams are going into the Metropolitan Division, but I guess only time will tell how it really finishes. Alright, Memphis Titans going in the Pacific Division. Whoo! The Memphis Titans are a team that I am super stoked about. I love their branding. Going up against with Copenhagen too. And then you have Washington in there as well. This is going to be a mighty fine, interesting division, if I say so myself. Because you have a team that so far their lowest is 84. Then the next highest is 88 and then 89. So Copenhagen has that uphill battle that they have. I know I said earlier I don't think overall is going to matter too much, but if you were to have a division full of teams that are at like 88 and higher, that's going to be pretty hard to deal with if you're an 84 and 80 overall, for instance. Like, this is... that group is coming out to be really interesting in terms of storylines, but let's take a look here. We get the Dallas Bandits coming in. This team is going to be a staple of the series, especially when last season they were one of the teams that was more consistent. So, coming into NHL 20, now that everyone has a different roster, it is fair to be like, hey, I think everyone is gonna, really show how good or how bad they are. Especially with how these rosters shook out. I mean, with Dallas joining Houston and San Diego, we already have the Battle of Dallas underway. So that's gonna be fun. Or the Battle of Texas. Sorry, not Dallas. Battle of Texas in here. Dallas versus Houston. You got that nice little storyline going on. We're gonna see a lot of hard hitting action, I feel like. Or a lot of wholesome stuff. Who knows? Maybe they'll just hug out on the ice. And with that, we're going to have Fresno, the Renegades, getting placed in the Atlantic Division alongside Miami and Philadelphia. This so far is the closest division that we have so far. Everyone in here so far is an 86. So if Omaha gets in there, they're going to be an 86. So who knows? I don't know. The Atlantic Division, I think, is going to go under the radar for some time during this season. That is for sure. Let's see. Hey, the Hawaii Empire! Shout out to Ambition for this one. Oh, wow. So you got the Hawaii Empire, Sydney Pharaohs, and Warsaw Eagles. No one on the mainland of the U.S. yet has ended up in this division. Now, the reason why the Hawaii Empire is going to be so scary is because, if I'm not mistaken, they are the Boston Bruins. So, they're going to be pretty good. Unless, some freak things happen. But overall, Hawaii is looking poised to take this group. I am hella excited, though, to see them in action. That's going to be... That's going to be a team to watch, that's for sure. Especially, with Ambition in Hawaii. He's got to be happy about that. Getting Sydney and Warsaw, but overall, I think that is a good draw. But as of right now, we did spin the wheel, as you can see, and it's going to be Halifax, the Snowhawks, going into the Pacific Division now. You take a look and see 81 overall. Yeah, it's not great, but I still feel like they can pick up a few wins and make that wild card run just based on overall. But with the bigger picture, I think everyone has a realistic shot to make it through. So, yeah, this division's looking a bit weird as well, but I can definitely see some enjoyment coming out of that one. So, I'm all we got to do is just hope. If you want your team to do well, you just got to hope for the best for them and hope that they perform. Up next is the Kyoto Gladiators going into the Central Division. Again, another team that's 81 overall. You see the San Diego Rush. These two teams I thought were going to be, kind of looked down upon. I know Halifax is just because of their overall. But I think the Central Division is looking to be really good here. You have the Dallas and Houston rivalry. You have the San Diego Rush, who I feel like is going to be overlooked, and the Gladiators, who are going to be overlooked. So, I think there's a lot of potential for the Central Division to really show how good they can be in a setting like this. Now we take a look as it spins around in a circle. The New Orleans Barracudas. Wow. Fresno, Miami, New Orleans, and Philadelphia. That's an interesting division. Oh boy. I mean, I feel like this is just such a high energy group, like Miami partying, New Orleans partying, Philadelphia partying, I guess. But then you also have Fresno, and I think with all these teams in here, that's going to provide a lot of energetic games that you're not really going to see anywhere else. So I'm super excited for that. I can only imagine what that group is going to look like. Oh boy. The Atlanta Knights. Ripper, this team's for you, baby. The Atlanta Knights. If you've heard of medieval esports, well, you know what's gonna come out of the Atlanta Knights. They're here to perform, they're here to do well, and they are not here to take any crap. So, I'm excited to see where they land. That's gonna be a good match against Hawaii, too. You have Hawaii, Atlanta, both those teams. Woo! Woo! Owned by great people. That's gonna be a rivalry. That's gonna be a good rivalry when it happens. I'm excited for that. Now let's see what the Pacific Division's gonna bring us. Joe! The Oregon Monstars. You see what I did there? The Monstars? Get it? 'Cause stars. No, but Oregon, I think this is a really good group for Oregon. I think they have good teams they can face in Washington and Memphis, and then they have, equally matched to teams that are kind of under them with Copenhagen and Halifax. So all combined together, I think this is going to be a really, really good division. I think this is going to be the closest division that we have, to be quite frank. I mean, yeah, we do have the Atlantic Division where we have 3 86 overalls and an 84. But just in terms of, following all the teams, I think there's going to be such an equal, division of, oh, this team can do this. Oh, but if this team does this, I think it's going to be wild when it gets later on into the season. Now, Central Division. Tender's team, the Omaha Stealth. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ooh, that just made this division so much more crazy. I don't even know how this division's gonna play out. Whoo! Oh man, I. uh, wow. This division. If we get Minnesota, which is your team, Ryan, and the Jersey City Stars, who, if you don't know who the Jersey City Stars are, if you remember a little team called Starfade back in the day, you know who the Jersey City Stars are. No, but here we go. Omaha Stealth. That team is based off of the Toronto Maple Leafs, so that's going to be interesting. It's kind of weird that they have a higher overall, but who knows. Anyway, Montreal is going to be replaced by Seattle. So the Warhogs coming back. That's exciting stuff. A lot of these teams, I believe the Renegades used to be the Outlaws back in, or last year. I know Philadelphia did exist. The Philadelphia Reign, I think they are going to be poised to make something happen. Miami hasn't gone against Seattle yet, but I am very excited to see how they do against each other, considering Miami was in the minor league last year, Seattle was in the major league last year. Who knows what's going to happen? It's going to be great. We're going to have a good time in this division. Now, for Metropolitan, wow, that pick. Wow, Kansas City Monarchs. Alright, so Kansas City. This group is very interesting, to say the least. You have the Atlanta versus Hawaii rivalry. You also have Sydney versus Warsaw. But then you have Kansas City, who just kind of comes in here, and I guess they're just going to do their own thing, man. I mean, they could make something happen. Like, I have a feeling they're going to surprise us, especially with who else is in their group. Definitely one to keep your eye on. Oh. Alright, Pittsburgh. The Venom. Pittsburgh Venom coming into the Pacific Division, and this division is looking pretty good. The only thing that I will say about this division is that it seems, now of course there can be trades and stuff that happen, but with these teams starting lineups and what each team based it off of, I feel like we're seeing a very split division where you have your Memphis, Pittsburgh, and Washington teams on the top, and then you have Oregon, Halifax, and Copenhagen towards the bottom. Now, of course, they have to draw 2 more teams, but I think with the right plays and, obviously the right moves and trades, I think things can happen for one of those other teams on the bottom. It also depends on who gets drawn. But right now, ooh, the Austin Aces. Wow. So Austin getting placed in the Central Division. Now this team, the Austin Aces, have been around for a while as well. They have done pretty well, I'd say, in the past. And especially being a veteran team alongside Dallas, that is going to be fun to watch. And look at that, you have all three Texas teams. It's literally just the battle for Texas in the Central Division. And then Omaha, and San Diego and Kyoto are just like, yeah, no, we're not going to be a part of that. That's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. Wow. Okay. Let's see what we're going to get. Let's see how we're going to pull here. Ooh, Phoenix. Okay. The Phoenix Bulls are going to get placed in the Atlantic Division. I think that's what this division needed. You have a lot of teams that are fast, but you don't have a lot of hard hitters. Yes, the Warhogs did get here, but with the Bulls added on, it just confirms that this team or this division is going to be a good mix of hard hitters and fast playmakers. And I think that's what this division could end up coming down to. Is if you're a hard hitter, you're going to make it farther. Or if you're faster, you're going to do well in this group. So I really could not tell you how these groups are going to fare out. I mean, you also do have to remember that there is a wild card that happens, if I'm not mistaken. So with those in play, I think it's going to be a very interesting time. Now coming back around, Buffalo. Yes. The Buffalo Dragons getting added on, and I'm loving the Metropolitan Division right now. I think right now, the Metropolitan is my favorite. Maybe next to the Pacific. Oh, but the Central's so good, though. All these divisions are really good. Buffalo getting added on, they are a staple as well. I don't even know. Them and the Sydney Pharaohs coming in here as veteran teams, I feel like is going to help them because they know each other. Obviously, that's going to be a rivalry battle in and of itself, but then you also have, I suppose you could say Warsaw, but to the same token, I feel like Buffalo's been there since like day one. So who knows what we're going to see out of this division. I think it's going to be a real tough division to break out of, that's for sure. Heading back to the Pacific Division, though. Ooh, the Jersey City Stars get placed in the Pacific Division, and that makes me excited. Oh man. Like, you take a look, you got you got Copenhagen, who's been around the block a little bit. You got the Pittsburgh Venom, who's been here. I think they've been around for a little bit as well. But then you have your newbies and the Stampeders, the Titans, the Snowhawks. You got the Monstars, who are under one of my closest friends, So this division has a lot of story going on. But wow, these divisions shaking out to be really good. So, who's gonna finish it off for the Central Division? I can only imagine what we're gonna see here. The Cincinnati Paladins. All right. So there's the Central Division all finished up. Oh boy, Cincinnati. Who are they? They got Tampa Bay. Wow, they're gonna be good. Oh man, I could only imagine how this group is gonna shake out. I like the Central Division a lot. Honestly, I think the Central Division might be my favorite right now. I mean, you take a look at that. Either them or the Pacific. I mean, yeah, the Metropolitan's really good too. Oh, man. I'm just excited for the season to start. I don't know about you guys, but wow. Anyway, let's take it to the Atlantic Division where we have 2 teams left to draw in it. But right now we're drawing one, and that team's going to be the Sacramento Demons. I'm excited for that. I think that's a really good draw for them. Joining alongside the Phoenix Bulls and Seattle Warhogs, you got Philadelphia in there, New Orleans. You also got Miami and Fresno. I think this team is, or rather this division is going to be quite interesting. Provided, of course, yes, Sacramento has only an 81 overall, but I don't think it's going to affect them that much. So we're considering the fact last year everyone had the same roster, and there were teams who just continuously lost. So anything can happen. I feel like Sacramento might go overlooked, but that's just me. Heading to the Metropolitan Division, there are 4 teams left. And these are them. Who's it gonna be? It's gonna be Rise Team, Minnesota Evolution. Heading into there. That is a really good draw for Minnesota. If they go in this one, yes, they make it a bit closer, but it's such an unpredictable division that it's... Then with Central, you get placed in here. Let's say it was drawn over Cincinnati, right? You're looked at as one of the higher up teams, but every team is so close here that it's going to be tough. Yeah, it's kind of the same here, but you also have Atlanta and Ripper. You have Hawaii and Ambition. You've got Sydney and Warsaw coming in, and you got Kansas City. So, yeah, for the storylines, it's great. But everyone is close, so it means you just have that much more of a shot of getting out of there intact. 3 teams left. Who's it going to be? Who's going to round out this first division in the Pacific Division? It's going to be the Jersey City Fearless. Naturally. Oh, and we get that Jersey City storyline going on. Oh, boy. Jersey City Stars versus the Fearless. Oh. Wow. This Pacific Division looking real interesting, and honestly, I don't know who's gonna come out on top. That is just such a tight-knit division. Obviously, you have Halifax, Oregon, and Copenhagen who have 84 overalls, but trades could happen. They could drop and pick up free agents. They could do whatever they want and make such a big play. So let's see. Where are these last 2 gonna go? Denver and Czech Republic. It's gonna be Czech! It's gonna be the Icemen! Yes! Oh! I was playing around with the Czech Republic Icemen the other day. I went into a practice. Was doing some shoot-arounds, and they have some pretty good shooters, so... this group, yes, you have Phoenix at an 89 overall. So naturally, they're going to look like the favorites, especially since they're one of the returning teams. One of the teams that can make a really big impact. So yeah, I think Phoenix is going to do as well as I think they're going to do. I think we're going to see one of these other teams pull ahead and make a play. And then last but not least, as formality, the Denver Commandos getting placed in that final little area. And there you have it. Oh, the Commandos getting placed in the Metropolitan Division. Oh man, I love the Metropolitan Division. That's looking really good. We got Ryan's team, Ambition's team, Ripper's team. Poor Tender is alone all by herself in the Central Division with others. No, but in all seriousness, I think Tender's team, the Omaha Stealth, has a very high chance of making it through. So let's just take user control over all of these. You'll understand why. But here we go. Start season. Game settings. Oh. Rules. Icing on, offsides on. Authentic. One. We'll do half for that trapezoid. Yes. Wait, trapezoid rule? So, yes, they can play it outside, or no? Oh, I guess we could do, like, 5. And then 5, yeah. Let's save that. Create new game style. Sim. Quick settings? Oh. Oh, okay. Let's do Superstar, roster control standard. Computer trades on, trade difficulty medium, fantasy draft off, autosave off, period length. I don't remember what we had it at. I think we did. Yes. 20-minute periods. Nah, let's do 5 minutes. I guess that is custom. Preset 4, full sim, ultra realistic. Discard changes and continue. Full sim, except we'll change it to I guess we could do full sim. With 10-minute periods. Although, I might knock it down to 6. I think I like 6 minutes. Superstar standard on, yeah. Would you guys be down to watch full 10-minute periods, which makes like 30-minute games? I don't know. I think if we're going for the full sim, we have to do it like that. Let's just make sure that it's saved. X save. Oh. I guess sim then? Actually, yeah. Let's just do full sim. After this, we're going to take a look at all the groups and what they're looking like. And then bada bing, bada boom. Advanced settings. Let's see. Latest, authentic. Continuous OT, season overtime loss. Season tiebreak, authentic. Yes, on. Yes. All that stuff. Alright. And now we begin the season. Under all of these different teams. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. So how many wild cards are there? There's 4? Okay. So, in that case... Okay. So, it's the top 17 from each league then? Oh, man. I am... Oof. I'm excited to see how this all plays out. Let's see, what's everyone's first games? The Stampeders play Copenhagen. So that, I think that's a team from... oh yeah, that's from the same division. So we're really going to get to see how Copenhagen can handle themselves. Atlanta, their first match is against Denver. I think that's a really good first matchup for Atlanta. The Knights, especially. I think they're going to do really well against the Commandos. Then you got Austin. Oh, they're playing the Commandos first. Huh. Wow. Okay. Buffalo plays San Diego first. That's going to be a fun match. I'm going to like that. Cincinnati's going to play against the Monarchs. And then Copenhagen playing Washington first. Ooh! The Icemen versus the Bulls. We could not get an even better first match. Oh, man. Wow. That is something else, huh? And you got Miami. Ooh, Miami versus Dallas. That's going to be a really good first match. Holy crap. And you got Denver playing Austin. Fresno's first match is against Omaha. That's going to be a fun one to watch. Especially because Tender is going to be rooting, obviously, for her own team. Jersey City Stars versus the Halifax Snowhawks to start it. That's... Oh, the Snowhawks have such a hard, difficult first few games. Oh my god. Hawaii's first game is against Cincinnati. Fair enough. Houston's first matchup is against Memphis. I'm excited to see that. Jersey City, the Fearless, play against the Venom first. Then Kansas City first plays against Cincinnati. Kyoto first plays Omaha. So that's gonna be a fun. I think that one's gonna be a nice starter matchup for them, especially for the division. Houston versus the Titans, and you got Dallas play Miami. Minnesota plays Philadelphia Reign first. Okay. Battle of the Greens. New Orleans plays Pittsburgh first. Or no. Wait. No, Sacramento. Oh, I didn't change their... I didn't change their thing. That one's my fault. That is going to change, though. Don't worry. Against Sacramento. Oh, they seem to be playing only on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. With their first match being against Kyoto. That's, okay. An interesting road ahead. I definitely can see Omaha starting off really strong here. Then Oregon's first match is against the Snowhawks. Philadelphia plays them first. Phoenix plays Czech first. Pittsburgh plays JCF. The Jersey City Fearless. Sacramento first plays New Orleans. San Diego first plays Buffalo. Seattle first plays the Warsaw Eagles. And then Sydney's first game is against Czech too. Woo. And there you have it. I mean, that's the breakdown of everything. First simulations will start tomorrow. So, first season starting tomorrow. I'm excited. I hope you're all excited. But that's going to do it for this stream. We know the groups. Now we just got to determine who's making it to the playoffs. Have a great rest of your day, everyone, and I will see you later. Ta-ta. Peace out, guys.